Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. In today's video, we'd like to discuss VeChain, how it's currently performing, and what we could expect during the upcoming days and hours. But before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could give me those thumbs ups down below, and even more important, follow me on Twitter at ThoroughCrypto. Down below in the description, you will be able to find beneath social and info the link towards my Twitter, so do not forget to do so. Let's get started on VeChain right away. So I already opened up the daily time frame, and what I think is very important is that we have already seen multiple touch points underneath this descending resistance. But right now, we would like to get started by looking at levels of support and resistance that are of utmost importance in the immediate short term. Getting started with the levels above us as levels of resistance, you can clearly see that at 78.6% Fibonacci at approximately $0.078, we will be seeing a level of previous support, and if we head even further, we will see as well resistance and support, and even further back we will see as well support and resistance underneath, meaning that this is a level with a lot of touch points on top and underneath. So therefore it will be a very difficult and crucial level to break out above and see support getting found on top of, because otherwise, if we do get rejected underneath, it could perhaps be the case that we are going to see a further decline in price action taking place, due to the fact that this is a major stronghold of support and resistance, and we would like to see right now for sure a support of being found on top of it. So that is for sure something that I personally think is very important. And let's take a quick look as well at which levels of support we will be seeing underneath us. Well, underneath us, we can clearly see that there are two thin lines, and we are currently trading underneath the yellow line on top of us, meaning that we are trading underneath previous support and as well previous resistance. So therefore right now the price action of VeChain has to or break out on top of this range and find support on top of this area, or perhaps decline even further and find support on top of this $0.039 range, because previously we were actually able to find support on top of this area before. So I'm convinced that we could do that as well once more. So for the immediate short term, if we do see a further decline heading towards the 0.038 cents is for sure a possibility. But of course, if we find a stronghold right now underneath the range where we are currently trading underneath and see absolutely an increase taking place, it is absolutely likely that we're going to find a support on top our previous level of resistance. So let's get started by looking into the EMA ribbon. By looking at the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that the 78.6% Fibonacci is actually an even more important and significant level of resistance, due to the fact that it's not just a horizontal level of resistance, but it's as well a EMA ribbon on the daily time frame. So it will be very difficult to break out above this range and find support on top of it. But if we want to see further continuation towards the upside, it is absolutely crucial to be able to do so and find support on top of this range. Also, what you are seeing here is that the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame is actually aligning itself together with the descending resistance. So therefore this is a combined level of resistance above us that will be absolutely difficult to break out above, but perhaps we are going to see major movement towards the upside during upcoming weekend or next week. So therefore we could perhaps be able to break out above it and find support on top of it before seeing further continuation towards the upside. So that is something I wanted to say for sure. And if we enable the MACD, what you can clearly see on the daily time frame is that we already experienced momentum towards the downside. We are right now seeing a momentum decline taking place. So if we are actually able to hold strong where we are currently trading at underneath a level of resistance and eventually see a breakout occur above this range, we could as well see a crossover occur on the daily time frame and see major movement towards the upside taking place. This is actually giving me confidence that we could perhaps see a further increase in VeChain's price action and being able to break out above the level of resistance on top of us. That is absolutely crucial for further continuation in VeChain's price action. So for sure, I'm looking forward to see if we are going to be able to, well, firstly break out above the descending resistance and horizontal level of resistance, and afterwards break out above the EMA ribbon and the 78.6% Fibonacci. Well, this being said, I would like also to discuss a minor bullish divergence that we are currently seeing on the chart and on the MACD. We are clearly forming a lower low on the chart, and we are as well forming at the exact same time a higher low on the MACD. Therefore, this is clearly a bullish divergence, and this is giving me confidence that we could perhaps see that crossover taking place on the MACD and expect momentum towards the upside. So yeah, that is looking absolutely marvelous. And if we head towards the 4-hourly time frame, well, for sure right here it does look a little bit different. We did already experience momentum towards the upside for quite a while already, and right now we are retesting the EMA ribbon as a level of resistance. What I think is absolutely important is that the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame is actually aligning itself together with the horizontal level of resistance right above us, the yellow line. So therefore this will be a very difficult level to break out above. But for sure, if we do right now experience a continuation of momentum towards the upside and we do not see a crossover occur, it could perhaps be the case that we are going to be able to hold strong on top of the yellow line and eventually break as well out above the descending resistance and see that further continuation towards the upside taking place. But if we are not able to break out above the yellow line and eventually as well above the descending resistance, it is highly likely that we might get rejected underneath and head straight back down towards the touch point underneath us on top of the level of support that I've showed you previously on the daily time frame. So yeah, monitoring the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame is absolutely of utmost importance. This being said, I would like to get started by looking into the RSI, and on the RSI, what I think is absolutely looking marvelous is that we are not seeing any type of bullish nor bearish divergence, and what else is looking good as well is that we are trading underneath the 50 range on the RSI. Therefore, if we do right now see a further increase in price action and a possible breakout occur above descending resistance and further continuation towards the upside, we do still have plenty of space on the RSI to do so before we will be breaking out above the dotted line on the upper part and expect a possible rejection. So yeah, for sure, this is absolutely looking good to me on the 4-hourly RSI. And what I must take into consideration as well is that if we do right now see a further increase and get rejected perhaps underneath the horizontal level of resistance or perhaps underneath the descending resistance, we could head straight back down towards the touch point on top of our support zone underneath us, because we do as well have plenty of space on the RSI to see a further decline taking place. So for sure, there are multiple options right now, but we have to take into consideration that a possible breakout is on its way and that we could see an increase above this descending resistance and further continuation towards the upside afterwards. Lastly, during this video, I would like to discuss the daily time frame, but before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could follow me on Twitter, as I've said previously, at ThoroughCrypto. It will be absolutely amazing for this channel, and you will be kept up to date about all upcoming videos and as well about all development that I'm seeing on the chart. Lastly, the RSI on the daily time frame, I will be disabling the EMA ribbon and I will be zooming out a bit further. We can clearly see that we are not seeing any type of, well, bullish nor bearish divergences. We are clearly seeing that we are below the dotted line, so this is giving me a lot of confidence that we could perhaps expect a further increase in price action taking place. So that is for sure something I'm looking forward to, and what I think is quite unrealistic is to see actually a further decline towards our touch point underneath us before expecting a possible move towards the upside. So for right now, for the immediate short term, I'm actually quite bullish on the VeChain trend, and for sure, if we do see a possible breakout occur within the upcoming hours or perhaps during this weekend above this descending resistance and further continuation above the 78.6% Fibonacci, well, for sure, if we manage to hold strong on top of this area, further increase in price action will be inevitable, and that is absolutely something I'm looking forward to. Hopefully you did enjoy this content so far. If you did, do not forget to smash up those thumbs ups down below, and as well, I would like to wish you a pleasant day. Bye bye.